Hey, Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, today we're gonna be talking about Emily in Paris season 2. As you guys know, from the beginning of this video, I wanted to give my initial thoughts so far of how I was feeling, Emily in Paris season 2. From the video, I was on episode 7, and I was really frustrated with the problems that Emily was facing. Choosing, trying to work around the fact of that she kind of, screwed over one of her good friends by sleeping with her boyfriend, Gabriel, which we all know before she, found out that Gabriel, would have a girlfriend, which is, Camille. She, really liked him. She was liking him until she found out that, he had a girlfriend, Camille, and, Camille ended up being friends with Emily, and that made a big situation, big problem. But then we found out, of course, at the end of season 1, that he was going to be moving and pretty much not going to be in Paris anymore, and pretty much that's why she ended up sleeping with him, figuring the fact of, they broke up, he was leaving, he broke up with Camille, he was leaving, but then, things got difficult because, when he ended up staying, and, that really affected things because, one, Camille wasn't still over him, and Camille was still friends with Emily, but Camille wasn't friends with, Gabriel anymore because they weren't together anymore, and he was going to move off, but he's there now, and it screwed up the fact of, oh, God, he is back now, and, Camille and me are good friends, and this is going to be a problem because, she's not over him, she's going to want him back, and, this, and all these problems. And it made a big issue because she thought, that was like a one-time thing. But now that he, really, as they confessed their love for one another, essentially, but he was leaving, it made a problem because now he's back and wants to be with her, and it's affecting her choice on the fact of how am I going to keep this secret from, Camille about, me sleeping with, Gabriel, and how is this going to all play out. And we see that with, Mindy, of course, telling her, how are you going to do all this? How are you going to keep this a secret? And she's like, I have to, this, and that. And we see, of course, Camille, like, uncovering the problem with, there was this one sequence in the season where she invites, Emily to this big spa thing, and I guess, Emily is meeting Camille's friends, and they talk about the special pan that, Gabriel never lets anybody touch, and that's when Camille ends up finding it on Emily's birthday, when she gets the champagne out of Emily's fridge and finds, of course, Gabriel's initial on there and puts together that was the secret, secret fling Emily was having was with, that secret, that Emily was having was, of course, with Gabriel, and because, Camille kind of put together, and her friends, he might be seeing somebody behind, Camille's back or whatever, and that's what maybe affected their relationship and all this and that, and that's when she found out, oh my God, because also Emily's friends, I think it wasn't Julian, but it was, at the top of my head, I forget what the one, with the dude with like I forget who he is. He was one of the members, not Julian, but it was the other dude. I forget on the top of my head what his name is because I can't even find it on IMDb. But he was the one, I guess, that spilled the beans about, oh, she's secretly with somebody or whatever and sneaking around and this and that, and that's when she kind of put together by seeing the pan that, that she and him were, I guess, sleeping with one another. And that made the problem where Camille doesn't want to, be friends with her anymore. And then, Camille ends up, forgiving her. And at that moment, I knew something was up because even, Camille's mother says, if you really love him, I have an idea what you should do. And I was like, oh no. She is going to play it to the point of when she said, oh, I forgive you, Emily, and then says, oh, but we have to make a pinky swear that me and you can't be with Gabriel. I knew that was sus from square one. I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna like make it so you're doing that, but you're gonna go behind her back and you're gonna try to make Gabriel like fall back in love with you and you guys are gonna be together again. I'm like, oh my God, this is a problem. What, Emily, why would you pinky swear to that? You clearly love him. What's the problem here? And I'm like, oh, great, this is just not fair. And then we, of course, have, different events that happen that, of course, it just falls right into Camille's hands where she's like, helping Gabriel, telling Emily to go after, I forget what the other dude's name was, because we get to the point where Gabriel ends up taking the money from the one dude, and the one dude, I guess, turned his restaurant and wanted it to be like a nightclub type situation, but he wanted it to be a restaurant. They weren't facing eye to eye, and then of course, Camille's like, you go after this dude, and I'm gonna go after Gabriel, tell him to come back, and it'll all be sorted out. And it's like it was, Emily was doing everything Camille wanted her to do, so it would work out. Where due to by the cliffhanger that we were left off on the show, is that Gabriel is now asked Camille to move in with him. And I'm like, oh, great. And that was at the point where Mindy finally said to Emily, because Emily is saying, I don't know what to do. Who do I choose? It's, because she is pretty much stuck, between a rock and a hard place, between the fact of she has to choose to either stay in Paris, work with, of course, Madeline and Julian and the other dude with, Pierre Cadeau, I guess, left their agency from, Madeline's agency. I think I'm saying that right with, let me just make sure if I'm saying that right. Because I think Madeline was the Chicago boss of Emily. But I just want to make sure if I'm saying the other name right of the other one that was in Paris. I just want to make sure. Emily Paris. Let me make sure. Sylvie. So she's stuck in the problem where either going with Sylvie and Julian and the other dude to go with their new clients with Pierre, because Pierre left the old agency. Because Madeline was taking over and pretty much was about to put Sylvie in a point where she would get fired, but Sylvie resigned and she took all the money from, I guess, her divorce. I guess he bought the shares for the rest of her shares, Sylvie's shares, and she was able to get the money and start a new agency, or not agency, but new firm or whatever to do, and took Pierre because Pierre didn't want to go with Madeline's, I guess, the way she was going, her new, what her plans were for the company. So she made the new company and asked Emily to be with them. Of course, Emily would be there longer. But Madeline said, okay, I'm going to let you stay here until we get things settled, but then I'll let you go back to Chicago and you can get your raise. So the promotion that you deserve. So we became a problem of, okay, what's she going to do? But then she realized, I can't, it's Madeline's like, not Madeline, Mindy's like, it's an easy, an easy, decision, you know what I mean? Like your friends and family are here and you made a living here. Like you can't go back now. And she's like, but my life's been complicated ever since I've been here, with Gabriel and with Camille and me, I didn't think I'd be loving, my best friend's boyfriend. And then of course, Emily's like, I didn't mean that. And then of course, Mindy's like, yeah, you did mean it. You did mean it. You know what I mean? So that was a big moment when she's like, but she's like, it's so complicated. You know what I mean? It's so easy with, Alfie, when love's not supposed to be easy. Love is hard. And that's pretty much what Mindy's pretty much telling her, love's not easy, love's hard. And clearly, you know what I mean? It's gonna, you have to work through it, but you clearly love, Gabriel, go tell him. And right then and there, she tries to go tell him. And then that's the moment where, Camille totally did this to Emily on purpose to get back with Gabriel. And it worked, with, her, making the pinky swear, her, which is so stupid. It's like, if you love him, you love him. I'm sorry. No, I'm not doing no pinky swear. Like, that really annoyed me. And she went against the pact that they made. And I hope they, Emily really, confronts her on that. Like, you went against the pact that we made. We promised we wouldn't be dating him. And that's not fair to me because, I loved him and, I should have went after him. She should have done that, but she was such a good friend that she didn't do that. And that's what's really frustrating, is that she set Emily up from the beginning making this pact. And that really frustrated me. Because it's like, she was about to tell him, I love you, and, I want to stay. But now I think she's going to choose the choice, not working with Sylvie, and is going to work with Madeline to get things settled and then move back to Chicago. And I think by then, if she does choose to do that, Gabriel's going to come into senses and be like, no, I broke it off with Camille. I don't love her. I love you. I want you to stay. And that really annoys me because the moment when Alfie is choosing to not go back to England and wants to stay there with her, or not wants to stay there with her, but wants to, like, he was dragging his feet pretty much, and he said, I stayed for you. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back a while ago, but we can make it work. You can, take, you can come over to England. We can make it work. We do the little long distance thing. And, she's like, yeah, we can do it. But to begin with, Gabriel made the commitment first. He said, I stayed for you, not just because of the restaurant, but I stayed because of you, for you. You know what I mean? I care about you. I want to be with you. And he made that the big grand gesture first. And I'm like, you know what I mean? That's not fair. You love Gabriel. You don't love Alfie. He stayed for you just like Alfie did, but you don't love him like you love Gabriel. And you shouldn't have made that kid, pinky swear. And even, Mindy says you shouldn't have made that kid pinky swear. You should have went for it. And I love that she finally did, but it was just it just really annoys me what Camille did. That was so messed up. But yeah, I really did like this season. Especially I liked how Sylvie found love in the season, and she finally, I think, did the divorce papers and all that stuff, and finally they're like, she's really falling in love. You know what I mean? She's really, she's like, you really see her becoming the person she's always meant to be, or was always supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, we really see a lot with, Sylvie's character this season, which I really, really enjoyed. She's really becoming, opening up. It's like she's been closed all that time, and she's finally opening up because she's found love, and she's found a new look on life, and we really see that. You know what I mean? And who thought we'd ever see Sylvie resign and, make a big stand like this, and adapting and taking Emily's ideas, and, and like doing these things that we would have never saw season 1 Sylvie do. So that was really cool to see where Sylvie was going this season, along with of course, Mindy, her falling in love, her joining a band, and like who would have thought that, and her leveling up on the fact of not letting the little things get to her taking, her making a new life for herself outside of her, her being a pop star sensation out, somewhere else. So it was really cool to see her character develop, grow too. So there was just a lot of cool character development this season, and I really enjoyed it. And it just really annoys me that Camille did that shitty thing, and I knew that was what was gonna happen. I was like, no, why? And right when Alfie came in the picture, I'm like, oh god, is she gonna go with him? When she clearly loves Gabriel, and it was just like, it was just so frustrating, all the things that were going down. And it makes me very, very upset to the fact of that was a sad moment when she's finally going to tell. And I even said to I had to literally move aside my pizza because I literally was about to flip out because I knew Camille was in the room right when Gabriel opens the door, and she's about to confess how she loves him. And I was just so frustrated. I'm like, of course, Camille, you little sneaky, conniving woman. I'm like, damn. I'm like, why? Why did you do this? In her head, she could be like, oh, you found somebody else. But, she did that on purpose, knowing that Emily would have to go looking for somebody else. Or try to, do the right thing. And it's very, very frustrating. And I think Emily was picking up that Camille was doing some shady things along with the swear they made, because she was still trying to, she was, getting really close to him. She was really doing this, doing that. And Emily was just letting it happen. And it just really frustrated me, saying, girl, she's clearly did this on purpose because she doesn't want you to have him, even though she doesn't get to choose, for Gabriel. Gabriel chose Emily, and Emily should have chose Gabriel, which she finally did. It's just very, very frustrating. Oh man, I just wish Mindy would have told her sooner, saying, forget what, you should have never made that deal. Or like when she said, no, you're not doing that. You should go after it, this and that. But she didn't tell her sooner, which I wish she should have, because it was already too late. I just hope it's not too late. And I just hope they get together in the next season. But I really enjoyed this season. just as much as I enjoyed the first season. So yeah, I would really recommend this show, guys. If you guys haven't watched this series, it's a really great series. It just makes me want to go to Paris, and just, and really look at fashion, look at artwork, and just have a great time. It just makes me want to go do that. It makes me want to travel. So this is just a great show. I really enjoy it. Lily does an amazing job always. You know what I mean? Whatever project she does, and I think she just kills this role as Emily. And I love this show, and I can't wait for season 3. I already know this is gonna get a season 3 because it's so good. But yeah, guys, I really want to know down in the comments below. Did you guys see that coming with Camille? Screwing over Emily with the whole pinky swear that they made their pact on them neither of them dating Gabriel. I knew she was going to betray Emily like that. I knew it. And what do you guys think about, Alfie? Do you like him? I didn't like him from the beginning. Like, I don't like you, dude. This is just the way of the writers trying to make a problem. I'm like, I don't like you. Get out of here. You're clearly not the right match for Emily. No. And do you guys think they're going to get together in the next season? I feel like they definitely are. And do you think they're going to, Emily's going to confront, Camille about, we made a deal and you screwed me over. You did this to me on purpose. You wanted me to be out of the picture. You wanted to do this. You could do this. You know what I mean? And Camille's probably be like, all fair and love and war or something. I could see her saying some stupid shit like that, but I don't know. I'm very frustrated. I just want them to be together, guys. But I also want to know what you guys thought about it. Especially, I love the fashion in this season, especially the way they were dressing Emily. It's like they really went above and beyond with the fashion this season with everybody, not just Emily, but with Mindy, with Sylvie, with Gabriel, with Camille, with Julian, with everybody, all like with Pierre, everybody. They really upped the ante with the cool style, with the fashion. And I really enjoyed that. That was really nice to see. But yeah, guys, I really want to know what you guys thought about season 2 of Emily in Paris. Again, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 3. And let me know. Are you guys team, Alfie and Emily? Or are you guys team, Emily and Gabriel? Like, what do you guys? Which team are you guys on? Are you guys team Gabriel and Camille? I sure as shit am not team them because I don't like Camille, especially what she did to Emily. And they just weren't a right fit as Emily and Gabriel are. And it's very frustrating. But I wonder what's going to happen because also she didn't give, Alfie an answer, essentially. So I don't know how that's going to go. But I feel like, will she stay, but she'll just like, I don't want to say it, but will she just want to be with Alfie just because she can't have Gabriel? I don't want it to be that situation. I don't want her to do that to Alfie because she can't have Gabriel. I just want her to be like, I could just see her wanting to leave, and we get to the point where finally he comes to his senses and be like, no, I can't be with you. I need to be with Emily. I'm sorry, but this, and that. I wonder what's going to happen, guys. I want to know what your theory speculations are for next season. And I want to know, how did you guys rate season 2? Again, I really enjoyed it. I didn't even give the first season a rating because I didn't even, review the first season, but I really enjoyed it. I would give this season an A because I really enjoyed it. I thought especially with the one dude I don't remember his name, that's, friends with, that works when it's one of Emily's colleagues, not Julian, but the other dude that, he's very out there and weird. It says the weirdest things, but he's so funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I have a lot of laughter moments with him. And I just really enjoyed it. And it really was awesome to see Sylvie's character grow. And I really enjoyed it and find love. But guys, that was the video. Again, I want to know down in the comments below everything you guys thought about season 2 of Emily in Paris. And again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video. I would love to have you guys here, part of this family here on this channel. I think it's late. I don't even know what time it is right now. It's probably like 1 in the morning. It's 1:33 in the morning, and I just got done with it. So if I seem a little bit tired or a little bit weird, it's because it's late, and I still have to go get my sheets out of the dryer downstairs. So put together my bed. So I'm getting ready for bed, literally. And this is just one of those videos. I just want to come on here and tell you guys season 2 is great, and I'm really annoyed about the ending, and I hope Emily and Gabriel get together. Let's hope, guys. So again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put those notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here part of this family. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And I want to know what you guys thought about this show. If you guys love this Emily in Paris, this is the channel for you, and hopefully we can talk about it a little bit more about where the seasons can go, if there is multiple seasons going forward, or where the next season will go, and what do you think Emily will choose, going back to Chicago or staying in Paris? And working with Madeline and then going back to Chicago, or working with Sylvie and then staying in Paris? Regardless what Gabriel does, or do you think she'll leave because she can't be with Gabriel? I wonder what you think is going to happen. And do you guys think, will she stay with Elfie, or will she break it off with Elfie but stay in Paris and get together with Gabriel? I want to know what your theories and speculations are for season 3. Because that would be very fun if we could talk about it. And yeah, I'm super excited to talk about it with you guys. So again, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think is going to happen in season 3 of Emily in Paris. And let me know what you guys thought about season 2 of Emily in Paris. But guys, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.